Welcome, scripters and explorers. I'm Steven, and I'm delighted to have you join me on this adventure. Today, Eskemoz takes you on a bewildering journey through the realms of history, nature, and some extraordinary human behaviors. From the eerie practices of Victorian photography to the icy landscapes of the Arctic, we'll uncover the strange, the beautiful, and the downright unbelievable. So, fasten your seatbelts, and let's embark on this captivating exploration together. Our journey begins in the Victorian era, a time of burgeoning scientific curiosity and, let's be honest, a touch of the macabre. In the dimly lit studios of 19th century Britain, photographers offered a rather peculiar service: headless portraits. Imagine, if you will, the unsettling sight of a person in their Sunday best, seemingly holding their own severed head in their hands. Now, before you recoil in horror, let me assure you, no actual decapitations were involved. This eerie effect was achieved through ingenious darkroom trickery. The subject would pose with their head hidden from the camera, perhaps draped in black velvet, while their body took center stage. A separate photograph of the subject's head, carefully positioned on a stand, was then taken. The photographer, a master of illusion, would then painstakingly combine the two images during the developing process, creating the unsettling, yet strangely compelling, headless effect. These photographs, far from being gruesome novelties, held a deeper significance for the Victorians. Death, a constant companion in those times, cast a long shadow over their lives. Headless portraits, in their own morbid way, allowed people to confront their mortality, to capture a likeness of themselves beyond the veil of life. So the next time you stumble upon one of these eerie images, remember the story behind them. Remember the Victorian fascination with life, death, and the art of illusion. We journey now from the Victorian era to the depths of prehistory, to a time when woolly mammoths still roamed the earth. In the Ural Mountains of Russia, in a peat bog, lies a relic so ancient, so enigmatic, that it rewrites our understanding of human history: the Shigir Idol. Crafted from the trunk of a larch tree over 12,000 years ago, this towering wooden sculpture stands as a testament to the ingenuity and artistry of our ancestors. Imagine, if you can, a time when the pyramids were but a distant dream, when Stonehenge was yet to be conceived. The Shigir Idol, in all its weathered glory, has stood the test of time, a silent sentinel from a forgotten age. Its surface, meticulously carved with intricate geometric patterns and stylized human faces, whispers tales of a lost civilization, a culture whose beliefs and rituals are lost to the mists of time. Scholars and archaeologists have puzzled over these enigmatic carvings for decades, seeking to decipher their meaning, to unlock the secrets they hold. Some believe the idol served as a totem, a representation of ancestral spirits or deities. Others speculate that it may have been used in shamanistic rituals, a conduit between the physical and spiritual realms. The truth, like the idol itself, remains shrouded in mystery. But one thing is certain: the Shigir Idol stands as a powerful reminder of the enduring human spirit, of our innate capacity for creativity and innovation, even in the face of a harsh and unforgiving world. Our journey takes us now from the ancient past to the hallowed halls of knowledge, to a library where the written word is guarded by creatures of the night bats. In the heart of Portugal, nestled amidst the rolling hills, lies the Yoanina Library, a repository of ancient manuscripts and rare books. Built in the 18th century, this architectural gem is not only a testament to human learning, but also an unlikely haven for a colony of bats. As dusk descends and the library doors are closed, these winged creatures emerge from their hiding places, flitting silently through the stacks, their presence both eerie and strangely comforting. You might wonder, as I did, why on earth bats would be allowed to roost in such a precious and delicate environment. The answer, it turns out, lies in their peculiar dietary habits. You see, bats are voracious insectivores, and the Yoanina Library with its abundance of old paper and leather-bound volumes, is a veritable feast for book-loving insects. These insects, if left unchecked, would wreak havoc on the library's collection, their tiny mandibles capable of reducing centuries-old manuscripts to dust. But the bats, with their insatiable appetites, act as natural pest control, keeping the insect population in check and preserving the library's treasures for generations to come. So the next time you think of bats, remember these literary guardians, these unlikely heroes who, in their own silent and mysterious way, safeguard the written word. From the hallowed halls of libraries, we journey now to the bustling streets of a city on the brink of the holiday season. It's a tale of desperation, of compassion, and of one man's extraordinary act of generosity that has become the stuff of legends. Our story takes place in a time when the streets are adorned with twinkling lights, and the air is filled with the scent of pine and cinnamon. But beneath the festive cheer, a sense of desperation hung heavy in the air. The Great Depression had gripped the nation, leaving countless families struggling to make ends meet. It was during this time of hardship that an unassuming man, known only as Carl, walked into a bank in the heart of the city. Now, Carl wasn't your typical bank robber. He wasn't driven by greed or malice. He was a father, desperate to provide for his family, driven to the brink by their plight. With a trembling hand, he passed the teller a note, his heart pounding in his chest. But instead of demanding money for himself, Carl's note contained a peculiar request. He asked the teller to gather all the money from the vault and distribute it equally among the impoverished families who had gathered outside the bank, their faces etched with worry and despair. The teller, taken aback by Carl's selfless act, hesitated for a moment before complying. News of Carl's extraordinary act of generosity spread like wildfire through the city, turning him into a folk hero, a symbol of hope in a time of despair. We journey now to the frozen north, to a land where the sun barely rises in the winter months. To a land where the sun barely rises in the winter months, and the air bites with a ferocity that chills you to the bone. This is the Arctic tundra, a vast and unforgiving landscape ruled by the silent grace of polar bears. Here, in the remote town of Churchill, Canada, humans and these apex predators coexist in a delicate balance, a testament to both our adaptability and our capacity for respect in the face of nature's raw power. Imagine, if you will, stepping out your front door and coming face to face with a creature whose paws alone are the size of dinner plates. For the residents of Churchill, this is not a scene from a horror film. It's a fact of life. Polar bears, you see, are drawn to Churchill in the autumn months, their powerful noses leading them to the shores of Hudson Bay, where they wait patiently for the ice to freeze, their gateway to their seal hunting grounds. As the bears gather on the outskirts of town, the residents of Churchill have learned to adapt. Warning sirens blare, signaling the presence of bears, and residents know to stay vigilant, to travel in groups, and to carry bear spray just in case. But there's more to this coexistence than just fear and avoidance. The people of Churchill have developed a deep respect for these magnificent creatures, recognizing their vital role in the Arctic ecosystem. Our journey takes us now from the icy plains of the Arctic to the sun-drenched slopes of the Tian Shan Mountains, a place where the air is sweet with the scent of blossoms, and the landscape is painted in hues of emerald and gold. It is here, in this remote corner of Kazakhstan, that we uncover the surprising origins of a fruit so ubiquitous, so seemingly ordinary, that we rarely give it a second thought: the apple. Forget for a moment the neatly arranged rows of apples in your local supermarket. Imagine instead, if you will, a wild and untamed forest where apple trees grow with abandon, their branches laden with fruits of every shape, size, and flavor imaginable. This is the ancestral home of the apple, a place where for millennia these fruits have evolved and diversified, shaped by the forces of nature and the whims of fate. It was here, amidst these ancient forests, that humans first encountered the wild apple. Drawn by its sweet taste and nourishing flesh, our ancestors began to cultivate these wild trees, selecting for desirable traits and gradually shaping the apple into the fruit we know and love today. But the apple's journey didn't end there. From its humble beginnings in the Tian Shan mountains, the apple embarked on an epic journey, spreading across Asia and Europe, carried by traders, explorers, and even conquering armies. Along the way, the apple crossed paths with countless cultures, each leaving its own mark on the fruit's evolution. The Romans, with their love of grafting, developed new varieties of apples, while medieval monks cultivated apple orchards within the walls of their monasteries. Our final journey takes us to the depths of the ocean, a realm of perpetual twilight, where the pressure is crushing, and the darkness is broken only by the faintest glimmer of bioluminescence. It is here, in this alien world, that we encounter creatures so bizarre, so seemingly otherworldly, that they seem to defy the very laws of nature. Imagine, if you will, a creature that can cheat death, that can turn back the hands of time and revert to its juvenile form. This is the immortal jellyfish, a tiny creature with a remarkable ability to regenerate its cells, essentially becoming young again after reaching maturity. Scientists believe that this remarkable feat is achieved through a process called transdifferentiation, where one type of cell is converted into another. In essence, the immortal jellyfish can transform its own cells, reverting back to a polyp stage and starting its life cycle anew. But the wonders of the deep don't end there. In the cold, oxygen-poor waters of the ocean depths lives a creature with blood as blue as the twilight zone it inhabits, the octopus. Unlike humans and other mammals who rely on iron-rich hemoglobin to transport oxygen throughout our bodies, octopuses have evolved a different strategy. Their blood is infused with a copper-rich protein called hemocyanin, which gives their blood its distinctive blue hue. While not as efficient as hemoglobin in transporting oxygen, hemocyanin excels in cold, low-oxygen environments, allowing octopuses to thrive in the deep sea. Hope you enjoyed this riveting voyage through curiosities of our world. From headless photography in Victorian Britain to the immortal jellyfish in the ocean's depths, we've uncovered the strange, the beautiful, and the downright unbelievable. Don't forget to like, share, and stay tuned for more fascinating tales from Eskemoz. Our world is full of wonder, and I can't wait to share more of it with you. Until next time, keep exploring.